welcome to our next Murmur session where we do musical medical reviews. Today's doctor appointment is with Tones and I and our hit Dance Monkey. All right.
Yeah, Mr. Tones.
Okay,
That
stop.
one there.
First thing I gotta do, I gotta give a shout out to this gentleman in the picture. I gotta give props to all the healthcare workers out there that they're the front line. That is not only nurses and doctors, it's also phlebotomists and nursing assistants and lab techs and radiological techs, ultrasound, labor and delivery assistants, man, all these surgical techs, man. There's so many people that are exposing themselves. And you guys freaking rock! You my brothers and sisters. Keep it up. Let's do this. Back to Tones and Eyes.
I'll leave this one over here.
Look at them drugs. Can you say polypharmacy? Oh, well, hold up. Y'all, her oxygen mask. Oh, then it's back. Her oxygen mask. Stop. Oxygen mask was upside down. Movie flaw. Why is it so exciting to see this? Right? They obviously did not have a medical personnel review this, but they obviously got it because the next scene they had it right. Let's rewind it and then check it out again.
I'll leave this one over here for you.
Upside down. Right side up. Nailed it. Good job, Dance Monkey. Okay, first off, she's on a mask that you don't typically see in a nursing home. Typically in a nursing home, you're going to see nasal cannula. So those are things that go over your nose, and then you're going to see it go up in the schnoz. What she has, even though it was upside down first, is just an oxygen mask. It's just a more comfortable way to deliver the oxygen sometimes. All right, let's hit it. There it is, upside down again. I like this song like a lot, and based on the numbers, the rest of the world does too. I love this. So you got these people, these friends. This is how it's gonna be when they lift the in-shelter in place order. Everyone's gonna come, just hug. They're gonna be like, screw 6 feet. I don't want 6 centimeters between us. Probably a difficult conversation that I've had with a lot of my patients when I was practicing in an outpatient primary care setting is when an independent person starts to have enough healthcare concerns, whether it be vision, mental, okay, or just overall just abilities, memory, that driving then becomes unsafe.
I don't remember there being a building here.
You know, maybe they develop a seizure disorder or their Alzheimer's or dementia gets to such a degree that it's not safe for them to drive anymore. And I have to have a conversation with this very independent person that they should not drive anymore. And usually it's not a very fun conversation to have because who wants that, you know? Who wants to have that freedom? You can see how much joy this person in this video gets from just driving. So that dance move is awesome. She's on the golf court and she's rocking those hips. And man, don't you for a second think that the geriatric population cannot boogie, because dag nabbit, they can. I love this dance movie and I love this song. It is so good. That was a great dance move. I love it. Now, I can't help but think her swinging hips like that, you notice when older people swing, they're just a little more rigid, right? Now, that has to do with their joints. Now, an elderly person's joint, right? When we compare an elderly person's joint and maybe a younger person's joint is full of fluid that allows the joints to slide and reduced friction just so much easier, okay? You've seen all the TikToks, all these dance moves, these TikTok videos of these youth people doing these, and they just are smooth and fluid, right? You watch a video of an older person dancing, it's still awesome, but it's a little more rigid, because as we age, okay, a bunch of things, that synovial fluid that basically lubricates all the joints is significantly less, okay? The fat pads or the joints, the meniscus or whatever joint you're talking about, that allows those joints to move freely as we age, they're a lot thinner and sometimes bone to bone.
And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. I said, oh my God.
All right, so you stop at this video, this lady, she's pulling down her shades, right? She's checking this out. And if you look at her skin, she just has all these wrinkles, okay? And all these lines. You can show that age is on her face. She's beautiful, okay? But she doesn't have that smooth face, right? I don't know if you noticed, but wardrobe change. Anyways, different day, different shift. Okay, so you got this lady, right? And she's got all these wrinkles. The skin is crazy cool, right? So why is there a difference between our baby skin? You hear, oh, smooth as a baby's bottom. And this lady right here, why she's got all these wrinkles, right? Why do we get crow's feet? Why after multiple 24-hour shifts and 36-hour shifts we start looking like a squished potato? Okay, because it's how the skin ages. Okay, so let's back up and do some histology. So skin, right? So there's 3 basic layers of skin, okay? There is the middle layer. We're going to start with the middle layer because it's called the dermis, okay? And everything is named in relationship to that dermis, okay? Then you have the epidermis. That means upon. Epi means upon, okay? And then you have the hypodermis, okay? Or we often refer to it as a subcutaneous layer. To explain why this little lady looks all wrinkly and why our family gets this big old throat waddle, okay, is in that epidermis layer. Now, in the epidermis layer, there's 7 layers. The bottom layer being the stratum basalis. Now, everything starts at the base, right? It's all about the base.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, about that bass.
Everything happens at the base. Okay, that's when these healthy cells begin to form. Okay, these skin cells. Okay, so they start at the base. And like a Tetris game, right? It starts to build, okay? These cells begin to migrate upwards. And as they're migrating upwards, they begin to go through a process called keratinization. Now, keratin is a filament that gives the skin its tensile strength. It gives its durability and its strength, right? As we get closer, as we climb these layers in the Tetris game, right? Eventually we get to the layer that is all fully keratinized, okay? And eventually it sloughs off. It dies, okay? It dies, okay? Now, the difference between squishy tushy tush, okay, of the baby, okay, and these little wrinkles is the rate at which it goes from the base to the corneum, how fast and how frequently that turnover happens. When we're a baby, an infant, a child, that process happens every 3 to 5 days. Just wrap that around your head for a second, right? Every 3 to 5 days, essentially, your baby is growing an entire outer skin system. That's crazy cool. That's like a snake shedding its skin, right? But they don't shed it as a whole. It sloughs off in these micro cells that we find in our pillows and all that stuff, and we wash it off down the tub. Okay, but as we age, okay, we get into the teens, it goes to like 10 to 20 days, and then in our 20s, it gets up to like 3 weeks, and then up to the 50s where it takes over 90 days for that turnover cycle from basalis to corneum regeneration to happen, okay? So as it begins to take longer, more skin accumulates, okay? So, 1, the reason why that lady's got the wrinkle looking like Thanos, okay, is because that rate is slower and the frequency at which it happens reduces. That's 1. 2, our production of collagen, another one of those cellular structures that give us strength, our body slows down on producing it, okay? And that's what gives us that tight, firm look, okay? And then number 3 is we lose subcutaneous or hypodermis fat layers. Love it. She is gorgeous. And that man driving the car, he knows it.
Take my hands, my feet, and look me in my eyes. Just like a monkey, I've been dancing my whole life.
Just like a monkey, I've been dancing my whole life. Dude, I love that attitude, right? So some of my favorite people are when these elderly people that they have like just earned this right to just not have a filter. Their social desire to not be embarrassed is gone. Now sometimes it gets in trouble. You get, that old man who's probably not, as politically as correct as he needs to be. But for the most part, man, it is enjoyable and refreshing when you've got this older person that's just, they funny, they do joke. I just love it.
But you just beg to see me dance just one more time. Ooh, I sing to every time.
She comes in, just confident. He knows who he is. I love how he's got this group of friends. I love it.
I never seen anybody do the things you do before. Say, move for me, move for me, move for me, and when you're done, I'm there to be glad again.
And you got the Gen Zers. Check out my Gen Z video.
I never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me,
All right, so first it shows this lady, it shows him trying to pull that wheeled golf bag, right? And I think that they're trying to portray that as you're older, you're weaker, right? And that's true, okay? But what's cool about this, the next part of the video is it shows how they make modifications, right? So yes, they show that at about age 25 to 30, our muscle mass, okay, is at its peak, okay? At that point, our muscle mass begins to, with normal aging process, begins to atrophy, meaning it begins to shrink, okay? Now you can make that decline a lesser slope. So let's say this is your normal decline in muscle mass. You can lessen the slope, okay, by increased weight resistance exercises. They get weaker, and that's okay. But I tell you what, I don't know if there's ever been a medical study on old man strength. I remember countless times trying to take my pops on. Realizing that he could just own me, I gave up. And old man strength is a real thing. Forget science, man. Yeah, atrophy, but somehow they got this old man strength. I don't know what it is.
when you're done, I'll make you do it all again.
All right, so it shows her with a leaf blower. And earlier she laid on her belly and she used the putter as a cue stick. One of the harsh realities of aging, right, is that things don't work as quick, as smooth, or as effortlessly as they did before, all right? Vision's off, memory might be a little slow, bodies ache a little more, okay? But these geriatric population, they've become masters of modification, right? So maybe she couldn't make a putt as a normal way. Maybe her vision was off. Maybe it hurt her back or her neck to look down. So she modified the shooting technique. She laid on her belly. She shot it. She went and got a leaf blower. And I love that. That is the entire field of occupational therapy, right? Is mastering the modification to allow people to maintain their ability to stay independent. Happy Gilmore, baby. I love how they foresee. She totally muffs it on the Happy Gilmore swing, and the friends are just laughing. And I think that's what the wonderful, just the cool thing about Friends is that first you laugh, Then you quickly check that they're okay physically, they didn't really get hurt, and then you laugh again. That kid rolls his eyes. Man, do my girls know that move very well. I like this song. It's amazing. She made the putt, sinked it. Now checking out the sunset. I love that song. All right, if you're not subscribed, if I earned your attention, you learned anything, okay, hit the subscribe button. Head on over to my Gen Z Visits the ER, check it out, other content I'm trying to create. Guys, if you like this sort of thing, any of the content that I'm making, please subscribe, share it, hit that notification button, and let me know that I should still be doing this. All right, peace, okay? See you guys. Knuckles, noggin, butterfly kisses, squid fingers.